Hello, I'm Grindle and welcome to this week's build request. That's right folks, it's weekly, or at least it is this week. This request comes from Tank Thief 101 who was asked if I can have a try of the Klingon Bird of Prey. And also, as a little bit of a bonus, turning this into a double feature, at the end of the video I'll also show a working Borg ship as requested by the Master Soundwave. It's just a flying cube with a laser in it, so it wasn't really enough to fill up an entire episode. Something I never really noticed about the Klingon Bird of Prey while watching Star Trek, and became rather apparent when I started looking for reference pictures, is that it doesn't exactly have any specific design. There's no doubt a canonical reason for this within the Star Trek universe, something about there being different versions or different classes of a Klingon Bird of Prey, but I didn't go that deeply into it. I simply bothered mentioning it to clarify that this isn't really supposed to be any specific Klingon Bird of Prey. I simply looked onto Google Images for Klingon Birds of Prey and kind of based it off of the general design. So it neglects parts from some while borrowing parts from others. So obviously the most difficult part of building a Klingon Bird of Prey is the fact that it's got forward sweeping wings that are also on an angle. These are both things that individually are difficult to achieve in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts and together are, well, more difficult. Essentially, the way I got around this was by hiding two wings connected to the fuselage of the ship on the flat part of the top before the wings tapered downwards. I could have probably avoided the issue altogether if I simply made the vehicle function like a helicopter, but I didn't want to do that because I wanted the ship to be able to swoop and whatnot like you see it doing when engaging in attack runs on the show. The second issue when building the Klingon Bird of Prey, which ironically would have been completely avoided if I had just made a helicopter, is the fact that it has to actually have a runway to take off because it can't just take off vertically. This creates an issue because to run down a runway, the Klingon Bird of Prey will need wheels. And well, to have wheels there needs to be a good place to attach the wheels where it will both be functional and not look completely ridiculous. So I basically decided to solve this problem by ripping off a solution to a similar issue I encountered while creating my Jedi Starfighter. At the bottom of the Klingon Bird of Prey's wings, I've attached two detachers which have attached to them two wheels. Thanks to the weight distribution of the vehicle and the acceleration of accelerating to take off, there doesn't need to be any wheels at the front of the vehicle because the ones at the back are the only ones that are going to touch the ground. This means that once your vehicle's taken off, it's just a matter of detaching the wheels at the bottom to dispose of their inaccurate but necessary clunkiness. And then all that was left to do was hide a chameleon item on it somewhere to give it its trademark cloaking ability and to give it a good old paint job, and there you have it ladies and gentlemen, a Klingon Bird of Prey. Next up, I'm going to briefly talk about the Borg ship, but before I do, if you don't really care about the Borg ship, click the annotation on the screen right now and it will skip you straight to the layer by layer of the Klingon Bird of Prey. So now the Borg ship. Well, as far as functionality goes, my replica of the Borg ship is pretty simple. Its movement is fairly regular and is only controlled by a couple of hidden propellers and a couple of hidden small jets. And of course you'll see the layout and what powers all of that when you look at the layer by layer at the end of this video. So why bother mentioning the vehicle if there's not anything worth mentioning about it, you might well ask? Well, there is one thing. I wanted the Borg ship to be able to fire lasers from it, but I didn't want there to be any seam in the box because then it would look not as cool. So the way I wanted to do it is have the lasers fire through the ship. And indeed I succeeded in doing this, and as you might well expect, it does in fact do the ship damage after a while, but in short bursts, the lasers both look cool and don't destroy your vessel. However, what I did notice while building this vehicle is that your own laser will not shoot through your vehicle or do any damage to your own vehicle if there's a block directly in front of the laser. If there's a block space and then a block, it's fine, but if the block is literally touching the end of your laser, it will do absolutely no damage and just cause a bit of a light show. Is this helpful for anything? Well, probably not, but I thought it was at least mildly interesting. Now I'm going to stop talking, and what will follow is the layer by layer of the Klingon Bird of Prey, followed by the layer by layer of the Borg ship. If you want to skip straight to the Borg ship, click the annotation on the screen right now. And with all of this said and done, as always, until next time, thanks for watching, and I have been and still am Grindle.
Come. Oh, come go. Oh, come oh.